Can you do that?
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss, just a couple things about Dr. Seuss. He was born in 1904 and he died in 1991. So if he was alive today, that'd make him 111 years old. Wouldn't that be awesome if it was that long? 111. But anyways, Dr. Seuss, in his pictures and in his words, it's really easy for your brain to get kind of trapped in Dr. Seuss's world that he talks about, his pictures and his words. So you really got to turn your imagination on and just kind of listen and try to make it like it's a movie, you know, like you're watching a movie and I'm telling the story. But the first story that we're going to do is kind of a scary one. It's about dealing with your fears, about being afraid and learning how to deal with that, learning how to think to yourself, you know, maybe this really isn't as scary as I thought it was. If you talk to somebody or just work it through in your brain and ask yourself if it's worth getting scared about, usually it's not. Usually you just have to overcome it up here. But this story is in a book called The Sneetches and Other Stories by Dr. Seuss. And it's called, What Was I Scared Of? And it is kind of scary. We go. Well, I was walking in the night, and I saw nothing scary, for I have never been afraid of anything, not very. Then I was deep within the woods when suddenly I spied them. I saw a pair of pale green pants with nobody inside them. Scared, but yet I stopped. What could those pants be there for? What could a pair of pants at night be standing in the air for? And then they moved, those empty pants. They kind of started jumping. And then my heart, I must admit, it kind of started that, and then faster. So I got out fast as I could go, sir. I wasn't scared, but pants like that, I did not care for, no, sir. After that, a week went by. One dark night in Greenwich, I had to run there and fetch some Greenwich spinach. Well, I had fetched the spinach, and I was starting back through town when those pants raced around the corner, and they almost knocked me down. I lost my Greenwich spinach, but I didn't even care. I ran for home, believe me, I really had a scare. Especially spooky pale green pants with nobody inside them. And the next night, I was fishing for dog trout on Hoover River when those pants came rolling toward me. Well, I started to shiver. And by now, I was so frightened that I'll tell you, but I hate to, that I screamed and rode away and lost my hook and line and bait too. Ah! I ran and found a prickle bush, and I hid myself away. Got prickles in my britches, but I stayed there anyway. I stayed all night, and the next night too. I mean, the inside a snide bush. And the next thing that I knew, I felt my hand touch someone. And I'll bet that you guys know who. Their pants. And there I was, caught in the snide. And in that dreadful place of spooky, empty pants and I were standing face to face. I yelled for help. I screamed, I shrieked, I howled, I yowled, I cried. Oh, save me from these empty pants with nobody inside them. But then, a strange thing happened. Why, those pants began to cry. Like that. Those pants began to tremble. They were just as scared as I. I never heard such whimpering. And I began to see that I was just as strange to them as they were strange to me. I put my arm around their waist, sat down beside them, calmed them down. Wore empty pants with nobody inside them. And now we meet quite often, those empty pants and I. And we never shake or tremble. We just both smile and we say, "Hey!" The end. He crossed the ocean and went over to England, and he went to college there. That's a college called Oxford. And he went there and he met this lady named Helen, and then they became married. And after they became married, they moved back to the United States in California. And then Dr. Seuss started working on magazines, doing illustrations and stuff for like 15 years. And it wasn't until 1937 that he had a friend that had gotten into the publishing business, which is the people that make books. And his friend actually gave him a break and helped him get his first book published. But before he got his first book published, it took him 26 tries. He had to keep sending it, trying and trying again, sending out that book to 26 different people, and they all said, "Nah, we don't want that book." But then his buddy was the one who made that book happen, and that book was published in 1937. His first book was called "And to Think I Saw It All on Mulberry Street." So if you guys go to the library here at school, look for that one. Try to read it. That'd be a good one for you guys. It's a little tougher, but it's a good one. All right, but this story is called "Box and Socks" by Dr. Seuss, and this one's a tongue twister. So take it slowly. This book is dangerous. Box socks. Box knocks.
Knocks in box.
Box and socks.
Knocks on box.
In socks in box.
Socks on knocks. And knocks in box.
Box and socks. On box on knocks. Chicks with bricks come. Chicks with blocks come. Chicks with bricks and blocks come. Look, sir, Mr. Knox, sir. Let's do tricks with bricks and blocks, sir. Let's do tricks with bricks and blocks, sir. First, I'll make a quick trick brick stack. Then I'll make a quick trick block stack. I can make a quick trick chick stack. I can make a quick trick clock stack. Clock trick, Mr. Knox. Socks on chicks and chicks on box. Box on blocks on bricks and blocks. Bricks and blocks on knocks on box. Now we come to ticks and tocks, sir. Try to say this, Mr. Knox, sir. Blocks on box. Blocks on knocks. Top. Six-tick break stick. Six-tick chick stop.
Please, sir. I don't like this trick, sir. My tongue isn't quick or slick, sir. I get all the ticks and clocks, sir, mixed up with the chicks and clocks, sir. I can't do it, Mr. Fox, sir.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Knox, sir. Here's an easy game to play. Here's an easy thing to say. New socks, two socks. Who socks, Sue socks. Who sews, who socks, Sue sews, Sue socks. Who sees, who sew, who's new socks, sir? You see Sue sews, Sue's new socks, sir.
That's not easy, Mr. Fox, sir.
Well, you're probably right. Who comes? Crow comes. Slow Joe, Crow comes. Who sews Crow's clothes? Sue sews Crow's clothes. Slow Joe, Crow sews whose clothes? Sue's clothes. Sue sews socks and fox and socks now. Slow Joe Crow sews knocks and box now. Sue sews rows and Slow Joe Crow's clothes. Fox sews hose and Slow Joe Crow's rows. Hose goes, rose grows. Nose hose goes some. Crows rose grows some.
Mr. Fox,
Yes.
I hate this game, sir. This game makes my tongue quite lame, sir.
Mr. Knox, sir. What a shame, sir. We'll find something new to do now. Here's lots of new blue goo now. New goo, blue goo, gooey gooey. Blue goo, new goo, gluey gluey. Gooey goo for chewy chew. That's what that goo goose is doing. Do you choose to chew goo, sir? If, sir, you, sir, choose to chew with the goo goose, chew, sir, do, sir. With that goo goose.
Mr. Fox, sir. I won't do it. I can't say it. I won't do it.
Very well, sir. Step this way. We'll find another game to play. Bim comes, Bam comes, Bim brings Bam broom, Bam brings Bim broom. Bam bangs Bam's broom. Bim bangs Bam's broom. Bim's bangs. Bam's bangs. Bam's band broom breaks. Bim's band broom breaks. Bam's band. Bim's band. Big band. Big bands. Big and fancy bands with brooms. Bam's band bangs and Bim's band boom.
Big band, boom band. Big band, boom band. My poor mouth can't say that, no, sir. My poor mouth is much too slow, sir.
Well then, bring your mouth this way. I'll find it something it can say. Hey! Look like slaves. Who's stuck like slaves?
be so dumb now. Try to say this, Mr. Knox, please. Through 3 cheese trees, 3 free fleas flew. While these fleas flew, freezy breeze blew. Freezy breeze made these 3 trees freeze. Freezy trees made these trees as cheese freeze. That's what made these 3 free fleas sneeze. Achoo!